Ladies and gentlemen, if there's one man who is troubled right now, it's President William Ruto. He knows very well that the mountain does not want to see him at all. And he knows that he cannot lead the country as a president without visiting Mount Kenya. So the only option he has to visit Mount Kenya and face the hostile situation over there. Now, the fact is that there are so many hurdles that he's going to face in this journey to Mount Kenya, and I want to take you through on why I think strongly that William Ruto is having a hard time to visit the mountain. But before I take you through, please, if this is the first time you're watching my videos, kindly make sure that you subscribe, like and comment, because that is the best support you can always give this channel. My name is Abel Mugwa. Let me dive in. Now, the first one in my list is simply poor governance. Apart from just kicking out Rigathi Gachagua from the government, the fact remains that people have assessed William Ruto as an individual from his performance level. People never loved Rigathi Gachagua that much because most of the time he spoke, he was simply echoing what President William Ruto was telling him or he wanted him to say. So in a nutshell, the performance of President William Ruto simply it's the one that is determining the way people are receiving him across the country. So Mount Kenya people, one thing I told you guys in many other videos that I've done about the mountain region, it is that they assess someone from a distance. They look at you with a third eye and see how you are, and what you do. And it is in the general public that Mount Kenya, that William Ruto, as a president, is poorly performing and his priorities do not align with what Kenyans really want at this point. Kenyans wanted maybe just to stabilize the economy. William Ruto brings up more taxes to build houses. Things that were not very urgent to the Kenyan, the common mwananchi. So the fact is that people have assessed William Ruto, and that's the first reason as to why he is not accepted in the mountain. Number two, it is the Gachagua effect. After poorly performing, he took blame to Rigathi Gachagua. He kicked him out of office. He brought in Kindiki. As we speak today, the problems of William Ruto have intensified, and especially not those on the public, but those within the government where he runs. So the fact is, people have seen is the problem, it was not Rigathi Gachagua. So kicking out Rigathi Gachagua ni kama kutia msumari moto kwenye kidonda. Why am I saying this? It's because Rigathi Gachagua himself decided to destroy William Ruto within the mountain. And there's nobody in this country right now that has silenced President William Ruto like Rigathi Gachagua does. Actually, even if you realize, even the church meetings that he has been having where he makes speeches, he has gotten relief because Rigathi Gachagua has toned down. But the moment he tries to teach people or to lie to people within the church, Rigathi Gachagua responds, you realize that it destroys him. All of you remember that William Ruto had 6 days in Western Kenya. Rigathi Gachagua used 6 minutes to finish completely his journey that he went to Western Kenya, in that it destroyed him within 6 minutes after a journey of 6 days. And that shows very well how powerful Rigathi is when it comes to speaking to the people. So therefore, Rigathi Gachagua is a big effect. Also, if you check this critically, Rigathi Gachagua set the tone that when William Ruto comes, they are coming to give money. Do not take less than 5,000. So as we speak today, William Ruto is having a hard time even to mobilize people because Rigathi Gachagua set the standard. And the fact remains that for them to go and get the biggest crowds ever and be sure that this crowd is not going to boo them, it's going to be a difficult thing. Also, Rigathi Gachagua's effect has not just gone to the president. It has also spread further to the members of parliament. Remember, for President William Ruto to come successful to the mountain and enjoy himself there, he must have the area MPs who are going to prepare the ground for him. But now, Rigathi Gachagua has made the area MPs the ground for the area MPs unbearable. Nobody can stand in public and make speeches, especially in support of President William Ruto. The moment you do, Rigathi Gachagua is on your neck. So the fact remains that Rigathi Gachagua has completely made it unbearable for President William Ruto to climb the mountain. Another thing I want to say here is Ndindi Nyoro. After beating Rigathi Gachagua or chasing Rigathi Gachagua from office, he was left with Ndindi Nyoro, whom speculations have been going around the country that is going to be kicked out as well from the seat that he was holding as the Budget Appropriation Committee chairperson. Eventually, William Ruto kicked him out. And that was the last soldier that he had to kick out of government. Ndindi Nyoro is one of the best performing members of parliament. This is the guy people are seeing as a future Kibaki in the mountain region. And then you kick him out. The entire mountain watching. Then just before your journey, you do it regardless of the ground the ground opinion about the kicking out of Ndini Nyoro. Now, Ndini Nyoro recently has tried to hold himself not to really say much as far as hatred is concerned in the politics arena, but the fact is that the people at the ground have seen that Ndini Nyoro is also a target, probably because of his strength, now that people take him to be a future king. Another reason I want to say here, it's the issue to do with the party formation. And we have to accept here the fact that nobody wants to be in the UDA government. And most of the leaders actually who were there have quit. And people don't want to see anything to do with UDA. And most of these meetings of President William Ruto in the Mountain region, they were all branded. You could see like this is a meeting of UDA. With the Gachagua actually, who had some women who were wearing yellow, dancing and singing William Ruto. Those ladies from Madeira. But now as we speak today, those ladies are no longer there. Probably the uniform has been kept away or maybe burnt. And there's no UDA merchandise that is moving across the Mountain region. This makes it hard for William Ruto even to resonate with the people around that region. Right now, Rigathi Gachagua has already set the mood that's going to bring on another party, which means people have already decided to walk out of the UDA party completely. And the fact is now, they are aligned to Rigathi Gachagua and waiting for his directives. Also, we have to accept that Rigathi Gachagua as an individual, when it comes to the party, he played a significant role to ensure that William Ruto's party has taken root within the Mountain region. If you remember well, most of the members of parliament, or maybe like Moses Kuria and many others, they came up with parties. But when they requested Rigathi Gachagua so that they could have a party and then join William Ruto with that particular party, Rigathi Gachagua refused simply to give William Ruto the strength that he needed, the loyalty that he deserved. But now, William Ruto, when he had time and or an opportunity to tolerate Rigathi Gachagua and make him a better leader, he chased him out of office. People can say it is the effect of Raila Amolo Odinga, which is true, but also the fact remains it's the character of President William Ruto, where he wants people that he can easily control. Easily control. Now, lastly, the other thing is Kithure Kindiki. Kithure Kindiki has made it also difficult for President William Ruto to do well in the mountain. He was expected immediately after he was appointed, he was to begin campaigns and ensure that not just William Ruto, but he himself as an individual has also gained ground within the mountain region. But now you realize Kithure Kindiki himself fears going to the mountain to hold a public rally, making it difficult to build William Ruto a base within the mountain. So the fact remains that despite having the deputy president from that region, William Ruto still knows that is completely unaccepted. And this is not just within Mount Kenya West. It goes further to Mount Kenya East, where we expect Kithure Kindiki to be given the best reception. But now, Embu leading, already William Ruto was rejected just a few days after appointing Kithure Kindiki to become his president, his deputy president. I'm specific to say his deputy president, because the people's deputy president is always chosen or selected or elected at the ballot. I don't know what's your take as far as William Ruto's journey concerned, but please let me see in the comment section whether the Mount Kenya people, are you ready for President William Ruto? Please let me see in the comment section what you think.